What's up, everybody? We're on another episode of For the Love of Rides, and I got a topic I want to talk to y'all today about, and that is with the new 2020 GT500 that was just revealed this past Monday, January 14th. Now, first off, it's absolutely brilliant marketing, in my opinion, as to what they're doing with this reveal. They gave us a bunch of estimates, but no concrete, no confirmed numbers. And I'm speaking in terms of horsepower, the 0 to 60 times, quarter mile times. They've given us estimates, but nothing 100% finalized. And of course, we know the 0 to 60 time is going to be mid 3 seconds. They're saying sub 11-second quarter mile times, and we know 700 plus horsepower. Now, what I want to get into is this leaked document or spec sheet that was leaked a few months ago. So, a few months before the actual reveal of the car at the auto show in Detroit. The spec sheet had a few things on it. It was first thought to be a fake, but now that the reveal has happened, it is now turning out that some of the things on that spec sheet have actually been confirmed. Mainly, we're talking the red line is saying 7,500 RPM red line, which we know when we look at the talk on some of the videos that are out there, and with the reveal as well, it is going to have a 7,500 RPM red line. Now that takes us to the next piece of information that I want to focus on from that spec sheet. It is saying that it has a 650 feet-pounds of torque. Now with 650 feet-pounds of torque, that's going to actually put it right in range with the maximum torque rating for the 7-speed dual clutch transmission that it's going to have made by Tremec. If you go to the Tremec website, you will see that the maximum torque rating for that transmission is 664. So 650 will put it right within range. Another thing that is on that spec sheet is a top speed of 190 miles per hour. Now, of course, we know with the 2013 GT500 that it had 662 horsepower and it was getting 200 miles per hour. If I remember right, I think it got 202, 203, something like that. So you may say, okay, this one's going to have 700. Why is it rating at 190 miles per hour for the top speed? Now that I believe, and what I'm also hearing a lot of other people speculating, is that 190 miles per hour is going to be for the track pack equipped GT500, because it has all the aero technology and the big carbon fiber wings. So we know that's going to slow a car down with all of the aero that's built onto it. It's going to go faster, believe it or not, if it's the non-track pack version that does not have as big of a rear wing, so less downforce. That downforce keeps it planted on the track if you're on a road course, but if you're driving a straight line, that's going to slow it down. So the track pack will probably actually be the slower model with all of the aero technology. So with that being said, the 190 miles per hour top speed is probably for the track pack equipped model. Now the next thing to talk about here is the horsepower rating. Now from this spec sheet, it's saying 720. Now if we go back to when the GT350s and the 350Rs were getting ready to come out, Ford was telling us 500 plus horsepower, and when it came out, we got 526. So now they're telling us 700 plus horsepower, and the spec sheet says 720. Now, I believe that's what they were going to settle on at the time that this spec sheet was put together. But since then, some things have happened. We're going to get almost 800 horsepower with the new Hellcat Red Eye that's coming out. That is, I believe, 797. So between now and when these GT500s finally start hitting the streets, or when they hit the dealership lots, when the first ones are actually being delivered to the first purchasers, they're going to take this time up until then to try to milk every bit of horsepower that they can out of this car, so they can get closer and closer to that 800 horsepower mark. So that again is another reason why we're not seeing final numbers. Now, the main thing I want to take away from this video, and I especially want you guys to comment and discuss this, is when we take a look at the vehicle platform descriptions, you'll see there that it just says coupe, which means, or would suggest, that there will only be a hardtop version of this vehicle, no convertible. Now, the question I want to pose is, for the entire production run of this vehicle, you know, whether it be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever the case may be, do we really think that for that entire production run, this vehicle will only be available in a hardtop without any convertibles? I'm not really a convertible guy myself, because convertible means extra working parts, which is going to make the vehicle heavier, and heavier means slower. But for those who live in warm climate areas, especially, you know, Florida, California, when have you seen a car like that in somewhere in California and there was not a convertible? So I would say at least 50% of the Mustang loving population, 50% of car loving population in general, is going to want a convertible. So here's the thing: apply this same logic to the transmission. Do we think for the entire production run that this vehicle will not get a manual transmission at all? Now, let me tell you what led me down this path of thinking, which was, I've been watching some videos for some other YouTubers, American GT, Xander 13. Xander 13's video, he laid out a theory which was pretty much the same as mine, but he actually had pointed something out that I had not thought about, and that is that the transmission availability, it only being automatic right now, is a good chance that they're doing that because they don't want to hurt the sales of the GT350, because they're still making that vehicle, and a manual will become available in the GT500 once production stops on the GT350. Now, I believe that, based on what I had just said a moment ago, that the manual will be available at some point. We just don't know when, because this vehicle, I find it hard to see that this vehicle will only be available in automatic for however long its entire production run is. You're just missing out on too much of your potential buying population. There are a lot of people who are just not going to be interested in this car if it is an automatic only. So it was from watching American GT's video, specifically the part where he was talking about the vehicle platform description, and it only saying there was going to be a coupe. So I asked myself, is this really logical that they would only have a coupe available for the entire production run of the vehicle? I find that hard to believe. And then, of course, I applied the same logic to the question of, is an automatic going to be the only transmission available for the entire production run of the vehicle? Again, I find that hard to believe. I don't see that, but we'll of course find out. So coupe is being released right now, but at some point you have to give the people who love convertibles a convertible. Same thing with the manual transmission. It just doesn't make sense. It would go against logic to me that would be what they would actually do. So let me know what you think. Comment, give me your opinion. Let's debate about it. If you disagree, if you agree, just let's talk about it. But this has been another episode of For the Love of Rides. And one more thing, folks. Thanks once again for viewing. And if you like these type of topics and discussions, share these videos so we can get more people in on the discussion. There is also the like button and the subscribe button, and of course the subscribe button comes with the bell notification, so use both of them. And I'll see you all on the next video.